But yeah, I can see in the background that you've got some other things apart from just comics. Yes, stuff. Which brings me to my final question of the evening. What are you currently? Oh no, it's the wrong question. But anyway, what are you currently collecting and why?
That's a great question, Scott. That is a great question.
The question I was going to ask is, what else do you geek out over? That was the other one I had in my head, but we'll stick to this.
Let's go for that. Okay. I'll answer both at the same time.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So I've already mentioned anything Jock related, so Jock covers, inks, anything like that. I also like what other side? Judge Dredd. So you can see, and over that side is Judge Dredd as well. So I try to collect specific artists that have done 2000 AD covers. So Brian Boland would be one of the artists that I love. I try to collect as many of his covers as I possibly can. So that's very much comic related. But I've got more props here, if you will. Ooh. Scott, is that okay?
Of course. The more the merrier.
So I love Star Wars. Can you see that?
I can.
Yeah. So I've got an unhealthy collection of Star Wars Black Series figures.
Right. Okay.
And this guy is my favorite character, Boba Fett.
Oh, Boba Fett.
He has always been my go-to guy. So anything, and then obviously the Mandalorian. I hope you're watching that, Scott. If you're
Definitely
not,
am.
I was going to say, if you're not, let's just end this here. Chat. Yeah. So yeah, and Star Wars is a big love of mine as well. I collect anything that I can. Trading cards. So I didn't dig out any trading cards, but similar to Hydra collectibles, I have a bit of an unhealthy obsession with Star Wars trading cards, and
I feel like
and just unhealthy, just me. And Lego. Okay. I love. Oh, you see that? Can you cut that bit out when I nearly like my eye out? So there we go. So
what is that?
That is a fighter. Oh jeez, I can't get the. There we go. It's a fighter pilot Lego helmet.
Cool. Okay.
So that will be getting built. I love building Lego. I find it very therapeutic, which might sound a bit silly.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. No, honestly, building stuff is, I think anything therapeutic is great. Anything that just takes your mind away from stuff and just focuses you on that one thing. I'm a big fan of the whole mindfulness kind of thing, 100%. Where you're just keeping yourself in the present and just focusing on what you're doing. All the problems of your life and of the world are just gone for that time, and that's great. But what I was going to say before I interrupted you, I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
You should do a time lapse video of you building that.
Would you guys like to see that?
Yes. Everyone comment.
I think my wife actually came home the other day and had bought me the Batmobile Lego set.
She bought that for you?
She bought that for me. She came home, she says, I've got you an early Christmas present. And I was like, what have you done? But thanks. So yeah.
The obsession.
Yeah. But no, you were talking about mindfulness and stuff like that. Yeah, Lego is fantastic for just taking you away from the problems of the world and the madness of work and the madness of two young daughters that I have. Drive me crazy, and it definitely helps. Yeah, so that's my excuse anyway, not to have more toys.
So, and then the figures you've got behind you, then. So, you got some 2000 AD stuff there, Judge Dredd. I had. Oh wow, nice. Oh, and there are all the boxes.
You're getting a sneak peek, Scott. What's going on here?
This is great. Is that all my A-OK?
Yes.
but yeah, that's cool. I think a guy I work with, he knows I like collecting comics and stuff, and he it was like when we came into work after the weekend, and he goes, "Oh, Scott, I was on Gumtree the other day, and someone was selling loads of these comic books. I don't know if you're interested." And he showed me like it was like £10 or something for like I'd say about between 20 and 30 2000 AD books,
Oh, very good.
and
Yeah, yeah.
they looked quite old. I was like, I have no idea about 2000 AD, and so I went on the key collector app
Yes,
to see if any of them were there, and I was like, oh no, they're not there. Don't bother. But now that I know that you like 2000 AD, I will keep an eye out. I'll
brilliant.
send them your way, and you'll be like, yeah, got it, got it, got it, got it.
See, 2000 AD. See, if you've not started, it's a massive rabbit hole because
Yeah,
there's literally thousands of them. But what was I going to say there? So yeah, whenever Spawn and Todd McFarlane was saying this is the longest running character, when they done issue 300, I was thinking, well, Judge Dredd's got something to say about that because there's thousands of
really.
issues for that. Yeah, it goes back to when it was like the newspaper format and stuff like that. So
Wow, wow. So tell me about Judge Dredd then. I actually don't know anything about him.
what would you like to know, Scott?
Ooh, all right, big question.
Ding, ding,
Who,
ding. Is this my
who is
quiz?
he?
Are you quizzing me?
You can have me questions now.
Let me tell you how I got into 2000 AD. So 2000 AD for me was easily accessible whenever I was looking to buy comics. So it was there. I had family members who were 2000 AD fans, and they had issues just kicking about because nobody really cared for them. That's why it's so hard to get them in really good condition. So it was the start of the escapism. I'm probably telling you about Spawn and all these comics, but 2000 AD was probably, I've heard a few of the guys that have been on your show talking about, the Beano and Dandy and all those sort of stuff. But mine's was probably Judge Dredd and, the
Right.
ABC Warriors and all those characters that I probably shouldn't have been reading about when I was younger.
Yeah.
But it was just accessibility. It was just easily to get a hold of and start reading and escape for a bit. So I guess can we go back to your first question again? It's probably 2000
Yeah.
AD.
How does another comics hard for you? Oh, that's cool though. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, what is he? Because I always, because I don't know anything about him, based on the way he looks, I always associate him with RoboCop.
Mm. Is it a little
Uh,
bit? Yeah. I guess RoboCop was probably loosely based on Judge Dredd to a certain extent.
so Judge Dredd
Um,
came first.
Oh yeah, well,
Okay.
100%, yeah. So you're looking at a cop who is dealing with. He calls all the people who are that commit crimes the perps, PERPS, the perps. So
Right.
so it's basically it's almost like if you think about it, the modern day comics is a lot of them are based on that. You've got your Batman and the Joker is kind of a like your Judge Dredd versus Judge Death and things like that. It's the two similar characters. So it's basically a story of good against evil, and like every other comic book, yeah, he
Yeah.
just goes and kicks backside. I was going to say another word there, but best
Kicks
not.
ass, that's fine.
Oh, Jesus. So much cooler in your Welsh accent as well.
Kicks
I just
ass.
don't, if I say it, I just sound as if I want to start a fight.
I, yeah. Well, that's cool. Okay. No powers. No. Is he just like just has a gun?
Who
What
needs
is
powers when you have a cool gun and a motorbike?
what's so cool about the gun?
This is a whole separate show, Scott. This is Andy reveals 2000 AD to Scott. There's nothing really cool about it. It's just the fact that Judge Dredd is wielding it and shooting bad guys. That's kind of all you need to know.
Okay. Cool. And does he have some sort of rogues gallery? Does he have
Oh
his
yeah,
classic enemies?
yeah. He has a lot of Judge Death. So you can see. Oh, hold on. This one here. This guy here is
Okay.
is the big main villain, certainly my favorite villain from the 2000 AD Rose Gallery. So I would say I'd say that's probably where I got my liking of the Joker, because the two characters are very similar.
Okay.
Just crazy, and even if you look at them, they're really quite similar as well. The way that they're drawn and stuff like that. But yeah, no, there's, because it's been going so long, there are so many characters within the 2000 AD world that that's why it's like a rabbit hole. Just you're best not to start start going down that way. Stick to your indies.
Stick to my indies. I'll stick to my 4th issue of 7 Secrets coming this week. That's
Stick to your 50 comics. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Keep that. Just me and my 50 comics. We'll just cuddle together. That's fine. So, Judge Death. The fact that you liked him, was that a good segue for you into the Batman stuff?
I think so. I think it was less about the characters with 2000 AD. It was more about the story. I guess we're going right back full circle here to your first question, or second question. That it was escapism, and it just so happened that you would read what, it didn't take too long for them to introduce new characters. You found a lot of the time when the artist changed, they took the opportunity to bring new characters in to start, getting you gripped and hooked on it. But it got me reading the stories. It got me thinking of, that escapism type thing that I've mentioned before, and it makes you seek out other ones. And it's hard to not know about DC and not know about Marvel. It kind of hits you in the face all the time. So it's hard not to have read it. And a lot of it is okay, and there's a few things that are quite good that I enjoy. But as I said, at the moment, for me, it's all about the indie publishers at the minute. I think some of the stuff, it's almost like they're not restrained by, the big corporate entities. They can just do what they like.
Yeah, and I know what you mean. Like, I get that. They do feel a bit freer, don't they?
Yeah.
And they're more original, and because they're completely new stories and runs, they're not rehashing things.
Creativity. There's a lot more
100%.
creativity. I think whenever you've got like DC and Marvel, I think you're constrained by the characters. So you're constrained by Superman, you're constrained by Batman. There's only so many times you can tell the same story about Batman and how his parents get killed and that whole story, before it starts to get a bit, right, okay, yeah, we know that, let's move on, something more original. The most recent and probably best that I've read from Batman is Sean Murphy's run of Batman the White Knight. So if you've not read any Batman, dive into that, have a read, and you probably don't need to read anything else after that Batman, to be honest, because I'm still trying to find something that hits the mark.
Okay, cool, man. I think in terms of Batman, I also want to read The Court of Owls. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that, and I think that's what one of the new games coming out in the next year or two that'll be based on that. So I want to read that because I want to play that. See how that goes. But in terms of the indie books you collect at the moment, apart from 7 Secrets, what else are you going for?
So Once and Future, I can see that you've got your
comics
behind choice. Yeah. So I actually only just got on to that particular book recently, and it took me a little while to get into it, to be honest with you. And I gave it more issues than I normally would. So I would normally be 1-2 issues at the most, and if it doesn't get me, then I just let it go. One of the things about me is my concentration levels are really, really poor. And I find it difficult to, unless it really grips me, then I don't really bother. But yeah, Once and Future, 7 Secrets we've already mentioned. What else? I'm trying to think off the top of my head now what I've read. Name some of them and I'll probably say, yeah, I've read that.
Okay, We Only Find Them When They're Dead.
Again, first issue, and then I dropped it.
Yeah, I don't blame you, but I'm sticking with it. I'm giving it to the first 6 issues. I'm giving it the first arc, basically, and then I'll decide. Something is Killing the Children.
Of course, yeah. That's the one that I probably say is the top one for me at the minute. I really look for that and 7 Secrets. The only reason I read that last one was because They Know Them When They're Dead is because Al Ewing was the writer. And Immortal Hulk run is superb. I just wasn't feeling it, to be honest. Yeah, one issue and I left.
Okay, all right. What else? We got Die. Have you read that?
I haven't read
No.
Die.
Got my reading review. Go and check that out on the channel.
I will.
Yeah. What else? Then you got Origins. You got Crossover. Heavy.
Well, Origins. I watched your video, and I never bought it, but I will check it out. I'll probably buy it digitally and have a read at that.
Definitely should. The Power Rangers stuff.
I was never a Power Ranger fan, but I've heard really good things about Mighty Morphin. I've heard that it's great. I know it's not an indie book, but The Last Ronin. So
yeah,
again, I wasn't a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, but I read the Last Ronin and I thought that was a solid read.
Okay, right, nice. So yeah, okay. So we've got a few books in common then. So I can text you
as well.
Pulp, yeah. Well, that's done. That was one.
Probably what 77 pages of absolute fantastic reading, and
really enjoyed it. I was really surprised by it, as you know from the Nerd Herd video. But yeah, that was a really good book.
Puppet of Truth.
I haven't read that.
There we go. Yeah, that's your next read. Go seek that out. First, the ending of the first issue, and then the ending of the second issue. Fantastic. Kept me gripped. I was looking forward to more.
Cool. I'll keep an eye out then if I can find one at cover price or something. I think last one book you should look out for. I haven't got it, but Phil from Comics, Game and Figures does. We Live by Aftershock.
Yeah, I've got it over there. I just bought the first issue.
What, the first print?
Yes.
Oh, how much do you get it for, if you don't mind asking? Oh, well, I hope everyone's enjoyed this. It's been a good chat.
Because I'm enjoying it. Scott, are you enjoying it?
I'm having a great time. I'm having a blast. I think for the first. I don't know if I've ever spoken to a Scottish person before.
Okay, the new.
I've got a T-shirt that says that on it.
Doesn't every Welsh person have a T-shirt that says "Okay, the new"?
Yeah. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, how much did you pick that up for?
Cover price.
How?
Because I pre-order most of my books, so I don't.
I didn't know it was out.
Oh, see, there's well, you see the second print's out for it as well, I think, or it's coming out.
It's been out, yeah, but I want that one.
You want
one? I want that
one.
But yeah. Ooh.
Autumnal is a good read.
Okay.
So check that out as well.
Nice, man.
And there's a couple that are the Ice Cream Man is another one that's just come out of my head there. And there's a couple more that are coming out in the next solicitations for Image Comics. It's Haha, by the same guy that does Ice Cream Man. And Abbott 1977 is another comic that's coming out that I'm going to put on my pull list. So yeah, there you go.
Keep an eye out. Perpetual Comics recommendations. Awesome.
That's a good idea. That's my next video.
I'm just checking out here. I need videos.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah. I think this is it for time. I think we've done our hour, and thank you so much.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you so much for coming on. Now that you've had some great ideas, do you want to say what's coming up on your channel in the next couple of weeks?
Funnily, you should ask me that, Scott. No, I don't know what's coming up on my channel. That's the God's honest truth. I kind of just wing it a little bit, and that's not me being sort of facetious or anything like that. I do have a box up there that has a couple of action figures in it that I'll probably unbox at some point. And I would like to do a wee bit more videos with my oldest daughter. You might have seen that video that I put up where she unboxed some comics. So she really enjoyed doing that, and I really enjoyed doing it with her. So if I can get more of that done, then that would be great.
Oh, cool, man. It's a nice little bonding thing in it as well.
It is. No, that was the most edited video I've had to do, because the amount of times that she would bite her fingernails or she would say something that she's probably not supposed to say. I was like, that's, there's only so many times that you can elbow your daughter to say, stop that, don't say that, without, the YouTube gods coming down on you like a ton of fire. But no, I'd just like to thank you, Scott, for everything that you're doing for the community. And as I said before, the stuff you're doing is excellent, and it's been really nice to meet you and get to know you and build this friendship that we're going to have.
Yes, we're gonna have a very good friendship. That's great. Yeah, thank you very much, mate. I mean, like you said earlier on, it would be so cool if we could all meet up as a community
100%.
at some sort of con, or even just out in the wild somewhere. If we can find a really big comic shop that will have us for a few hours, then
that would be superb. Yeah, because I think I've only been to Wales once, and it was for a Manic Street Preachers gig.
Okay.
I love the Manic Street Preachers, but that's a whole other get to know Andy. Yeah. Oh, is that the time? Oh, let's go.
But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, for anyone who's watching and you've enjoyed Andy's personality, go ahead, go onto his channel. I'll put the links all down there. Go on his Instagram. That's what came first. So follow that. And just get involved with this stuff, because that's what we all like as creators. We like people to get involved because we like that chat, don't we?
We do. We love the chat. We absolutely love the chat. And and make sure that you like this video. Double like it if you can, the dingly bell and all that sort of stuff. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure that you're subscribing to Scott, and make sure you comment on the videos as well, because see if you don't, I'm coming for you.
And that'll be it. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon, mate. Thanks for coming on. See you again.
Bye. Bye.